Are you bloated all the time? Are you gassy? Or can you just not go to the bathroom? Well, these are all signs indicating that you may have something called leaky gut. And today I'm going to show you the top 5 signs to look out for to know if you have leaky gut. So what the heck is leaky gut? Because when I first heard this, I had a totally different picture in my mind. When one has leaky gut, the wall of the intestine, instead of it being nice and tightly sealed, ends up opening up a little bit. And what ends up happening is that toxins that are supposed to stay inside of your digestive tract ends up leaking out into your bloodstream. And because of that, because of those particles being in the bloodstream where they just do not belong, you end up having an immune inflammatory response. And that's what leads to a lot of the bloating, a lot of the food sensitivities that one may have. So the first sign is if you have intestinal problems, if you're having bloating issues. And when I say bloating, I actually mean chronic bloating. I don't just mean you get bloated maybe once a month after going out to eat at some spicy food restaurant. No, I mean you're getting bloated several times a week and it's very uncomfortable. It's with normal foods that you think are good for you or that you typically eat, and it's very, very painful. You're also gassy. So if you're running people out of a room because of how bad your gas is, that's also an indicator. Another one is if you can't go to the bathroom. If you're chronically constipated and can't go within 2-3 days, then that's also a sign. And the same goes for the opposite. If you're having chronic diarrhea every day, that is not normal. And that can also be a sign of you having a leaky gut. Number 2 is having food sensitivities. You'll start to notice that you have a food sensitivity when you start eating foods that you used to have no problem eating before. And now all of a sudden, you're starting to develop a sensitivity to it. So you think it just doesn't go well with you anymore. Maybe you're developing an allergy to it. And these sensitivities end up worsening over time. So they end up making you feel sicker and more bloated than normal every time you eat that food. Your body's trying to digest this food, but these small food particles are leaking out into your bloodstream and they don't belong there. So your immune system starts to react to them. And because of that, your body starts to develop these sensitivities to foods that you used to have no problem eating before. And now all of a sudden you have this sensitivity to an avocado that you used to be able to eat all the time without a problem. The third sign is feeling fatigued, tired, even lethargic. So your immune system now is pretty much on overdrive and it's taking up a lot of your energy because of your leaky gut. So your body just feels very drained, very tired, and because of the leaky gut, it's also not allowing your body to absorb the nutrients that you need from your food. So you just have no energy. The fourth sign is having a weak immune system. So if you're one of these people that are sick all the time, you're getting sick 4 to 5 times a year, you feel like you catch anything whenever, this may be your sign telling you that you may have a leaky gut. 80% of your immune system is made up in your gut. So if your gut is off, your immune system is going to be horrific. And the last sign is if you have skin issues, if you're having bad acne, if you have things like eczema, psoriasis, those can all be signs that you have a leaky gut. If you have a bad gut, it's gonna show on your skin. So don't spend so much money on all these fancy creams, these fancy treatments, even medications for these skin conditions, because at the end of the day, all those things are just a band-aid and they're not actually treating what's wrong with you on the inside. And then there's some other signs that can present themselves if you do have leaky gut, such as being depressed or being anxious. Your gut and your brain are connected. So if your gut is off, it's gonna start to affect your mood, your sleep, your happiness. I mean, I know when I went through my phase of having a leaky gut and just going through all those symptoms of being bloated, having food sensitivities, having bad skin, being sick all the time. I mean, I felt like garbage. So, of course, it's no wonder that I was feeling sad and depressed throughout that time. I felt like I was in a hole that I couldn't get out of. And some other signs can also be if you're developing an autoimmune disorder, like if you have Hashimoto's or having thyroid issues, your immune system is pretty much just attacking itself. So, what are some things that you can do to try and heal your leaky gut if you have this? Well, first and foremost is to change up your diet. And I know that not everybody is going to like this one, but it is the most important thing that you can do if you have a leaky gut. Food is medicine. It is healing. And I promise you that with changing your diet, you will heal your leaky gut to about 80% or 90%. So you'll have to do an anti-inflammatory diet, which consists of no sugar, no artificial anything. I don't want to hear anything about any artificial sweeteners, any processed foods, none of that. You're basically only eating whole foods like your animal meats, protein, your healthy fats, fruits, vegetables. Get a good, nice abundance of that in. And you're avoiding things like having grains in your diet, having dairy, and again, processed foods, especially processed health foods. And now to actually treat the leaky gut and heal the lining of your gut, you will have to take some supplements. One being a good quality probiotic, as well as supplementing with something called L-glutamine. Now, L-glutamine is very beneficial in coating and lining your digestive tract. Now, if you don't want to get the supplement, you could also drink bone broth because bone broth is very high in glutamine and in glycine, and both of those proteins help heal and seal your gut. So if you didn't know, now you know what are the red flags to look out for to see if you have leaky gut or not. I hope this video was helpful, and I'll see you guys in my next one.